Is our modern Georgian literature a patch on the Elizabethan? Well, where are we to lay the blame? Not on our professors, not on our reviewers, not on our writers, but on words. It is words that are to blame. They are the wisest, freest, most irresponsible, most unteachable of all things. Of course, you can catch them and sort them and place them in alphabetical order in dictionaries, but words do not live in dictionaries. They live in the mind. If you want proof of this, consider how often, in moments of emotion, when we most need words, we find none. Yet there is a dictionary. There at our disposal are some 500,000 words, all in alphabetical order. But can we use them? No, because words do not live in dictionaries, they live in the mind.
Nothing better than coffee. Hello, good morning. We're going to try my little mic for this vlog. Hello. Welcome to a vlog. We haven't done this in a little bit. I do have a vlog that I am editing as we speak from July. We need more coffee. I wanted to do something a little different and not in a now for something completely different way. If you got that reference, you are old like me, or you just have good taste. I wanted to do something that was going to help me with the writing project I'm doing in October with Jess Owens, the beautiful, wonderful, creative, amazing Jess Owens. If you are not subscribed to her, what are you doing? Go subscribe to her. We are doing a writing challenge for the month of October because the writing challenge that normally happens in November is done. We don't like them. They can't sit with us. So what I decided to do, because I got woefully behind, because if you didn't hear me whine everywhere on the internet for the last week, I feel like I hurt my back. So I am better. I am currently sitting here with 2 lidocaine patches on my back like an old lady. I smell like aspartame, and that's okay. It works. And that's what matters. But that meant that I was really not in a place to, 1, be creative, or 2, be like awake and alert long enough last week between just the pain being exhausting and the medicines that they give me, which make me tired, which now I can just take things at night and it's sufficient, and that's fine because I go to bed and I sleep like a baby. And I wake up and it's a little bit better. Every day I wake up, it's a little bit better. But anyway, that's a life update nobody asked for. So I decided that I needed to do something. 1, I had no content. Content is being solved. I was always off this week, and we're going to be making a lot of content. This is my vacation for my birthday. It's my birthday this week. Yay! And I'm going to make a lot of content because I'm going to be alone in the house for a couple days. So we're going to make content, and I'm going to be awake during the day. So we're going to make content. And one of those content items that we're going to be making is we're going to be doing a writing routine from one of my favorite authors. There's a few people who have made videos like this, so that was incredibly helpful for me to be able to put together the schedule, because let me just tell you, the schedule is incredibly loosey-goosey, despite the fact that allegedly this author had a very strict routine. When you tell me you have a strict routine, I want you to say, like, at 8 o'clock I do this, at 9 o'clock I do this, at 10 o'clock I do this. I want itemized lists of what you do, not just kind of one time you have something that is scheduled in. There's like one thing that's scheduled in for a certain amount of time at a certain time. And then everything else, everything else is not like that. So we are going to be doing, if you could not read the title of this video and you did not see the thumbnail, Virginia Woolf's writing routine. And her routine goes as such, allegedly. I'll link the article where I got this. She has breakfast in the morning with her husband, which I have no one to have breakfast with, and breakfast is coffee. So we are doing breakfast. She has a bath. I do not have a bath that my giant person fits in because I am too tall for it, but I will freshen myself up and put on clothes. And then from 9:30 to 12, she writes either on like an actual book she's working on, or she would work on reviews. And then she has lunch. And then she spends the afternoon revising. She goes for a walk. She has tea. And then in the evening, she does her diary and letters. So, how I am breaking this down, because I need more structure than this, Virginia. We're going to have breakfast, which is what we're doing now, coffee. I will eat some food too. It's probably going to be brownies from the Halloween party I went to last night. I'm going to get myself dressed. You're about to hear my kettle go off because I am going to fill my hot water bottle because it is cold. I'm going to get dressed. At 9:30, I shall start writing. I will probably write from 9:30 to 12:30 because I need a good solid 3 hours of writing because I am so behind. I am like 10,000 words behind where I should be to hit 50K by the end of the month. So I need to take a large chunk of that 10,000 out today, tomorrow, the next day. So I need to get a really good solid chunk of writing in today. And I think 3 straight hours with some Pomodoro timers will get me there. And then I'm going to have a little lunch. And then around 1 p.m., instead of revising and doing reviews, I'm going to work on my newsletter because that is in a rough shape for today. And then around 3 p.m., maybe, I will take the dogs for a walk. I will take the dogs for other walks throughout the day too, but I guess we'll go a little further around the neighborhood. Maybe we'll do the little loop. I'll see how my back feels, but I'll take them very specifically for a walk. Around 4, I'll have some tea. I've got some digestives. I love good digestive. Even have some shortbread. So I know it's not supposed to be like tea, like it's a snack. It's not just tea, but like, I don't know. Somewhere in here, maybe I'll eat some foods, but 4 is a little early for me to eat foods. And then at 5, instead of diary and letters, because I don't have a diary or letters, I'll respond to comments and maybe finish up the newsletter. And then the rest of my day will probably just be me reading, because nowhere in there is me reading. And that's weird. That's a long time for me to be awake without reading and not being at work. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to get the hot water bottle. I'm going to see what time it is. It's 8:30. I got a whole hour to enjoy some coffee, eat one of the brownies. I just love coffee. Oh, so good. And we're going to meet back up at the computer when I sit down to write. My little story is going well for anybody who cares. I guess it's going well. I'm a little bit stuck. This is the first time I've ever launched into a draft without having much of an outline at all, just really an idea. So that's hard. I don't know how people do that. I think it's hard because I can get an idea for a scene to move things forward, and then I get some ideas, and then I can write that. But then the next scene, I'm stumped, and I have to do it again. And it's I don't know how people just flow and just come up with ideas. You're crazy. I need a plan. I need details. I need to have hashed this out, but this is okay. This is just for fun. Maybe if I ever finish it and I ever I don't know, edit it, I'll stick it up on Vocal or something, just if people want to have a good laugh at whatever little story I wrote in the month of October. But it's basically the story of 2 witches, an old witch who lives alone in an isolated town in the north of this island, and this very young witch who's just graduating from Witch Academy. Ages are wild in this because witches can live for a very long time in this world. And anyway, so this young witch is she's a genius, right? Theoretically, she's a genius. She can craft spells. She can create new spells. She is really good at the minutia of spell work in terms of understanding how to craft a spell, how to make magic do things that you want it to do. Unfortunately for her, she cannot actually cast spells herself. Her practical magic skills, that's better, are almost non-existent. She tries to do one thing and she'll try to light a candle and she'll blow up something on the other side of the room. She just cannot do her magic. But she wants to go to the big city. She wants to work for, right now I'm calling them witchceuticals. I don't know what to call them. I want a big evil corporate goblin machine that makes spells that humans can buy, that anyone can cast, that like with a little bit of this and that, you can use magic to do whatever you want in your world. And get whatever you need, right? This like big bad corporate entity. So I'm working on that. It's a little cheesy right now. It's probably always going to be cheesy, but we're working on that idea. That's in progress. But she wants to go do that. She wants to be like in the R&D of one of these places. She wants to be this like the Silicon Valley like tech whiz, right? The problem is that she can't check her own work. So she always has to work in tandem with somebody. And the problem arises when she tries to graduate and her headmistress / adoptive mother tells her that she's going to be sending her to the back and beyond to go to this witch that nobody's really heard of. And this witch is going to whip her into shape because she needs to know how to do her own magic, because she's no longer going to be sheltered in the cushy land of her academy. She's going to have to go out in the big bad world. And in the big bad world, big bad corporate world, people are going to steal your ideas. People are going to steal your work, and you're not going to be able to trust anybody to check your work for you, to make sure that your spells work in practice. You need to be able to do all this on your own. You got to be able to prove your work on your own. Okay. Is this making any sense? Is this making any sense? So that's kind of like where we're at. She's just found out that she has to go, and she's appalled because she doesn't even know where this place is. She's so sheltered. She does not have any life experience, and she is trying to figure out how to cope with this idea of not doing what she had always thought she was going to do with the rest of her life, at least for a year, and how that's going to affect everything going forward, because she feels like it's the end of the world. Because of course you do. When you're that age, you feel like everything's the end of the world, right? When you're in that time in your life, everything is the end of the world. And she feels like she's going to be so behind, and she's just going to lose all of her contacts and momentum if she does not go straight down to the big city, to these firms, and do this work. But she's got a lot to learn. And there's a lot of other things going on in this world. There's a lot of things between these two older witches. There's a lot of things that have shifted in this magical realm. Currently grappling with how to make a witch who cannot do magic herself successfully. Like, she clearly has magical abilities. It's not that she doesn't have magical abilities, it's that her ability to actually execute is so poor. Like, it's like to give her this mind that can make her theoretically think so well, her practical skills have to be equal but oppositely poor. It's like all the energy is drained into theory, and there's no magical energy left for practice. This next scene I'm going to be working on this morning, and I have to figure out how to make this work, is how do you teach a witch to ride a broomstick if she cannot do practical magic? So I reached out to a couple rider discords that I'm in, and I said, help me. I need some thoughts, because I've got some, I'm spinning in a circle, and I've got some interesting ideas on how we could handle this. So we're going to try something, and we're going to see how we like it, and hopefully it works. I also, somewhere in here, have to film a little clip for the wonderful Ben Reads Good. If you're not subscribed to Ben, please subscribe to Ben. Ben's fantastic. He's a sweetheart. He's doing a really lovely autumnal video, and there's a few of us helping him with it. So look out for that. I'll share it in my community tab when he posts it. But I do have to film something for that quickly. I was going to do it this morning because I thought it was going to be nice out and I could do it outside in an autumnal setting, but it rained overnight. I did not know it was going to rain overnight. So anyway, I'm going to enjoy my coffee. I'm going to stop yapping. This is not supposed to be a yappy vlog. We all knew I was going to do a yappy vlog. Have I procrastinated enough? I have. Coffee. I'm going to get myself dressed now. Going to sneak into the bedroom while he's sleeping and get dressed. And we're going to tackle the day. I'll see you at the desk. have about 55 minutes left in this writing session, and I am tired. So my lunch might be a nap, and then 1 p.m., well, 1:30 would be time to draft the newsletter. I'm realizing that I wanted a solid 3 hours of writing, so everything's kind of going to shift forward about 30 minutes. So my plan is to finish what I'm doing and take a little nap so that I can hit the rest of the day running. So 5 minutes left of this break. I'm going to stretch. I'm going to walk around. I'm looking at the box for my new chair, and I just wish I could put it together, but I'm not going to be able to assemble it because I can't lift it, and I don't have my new wheels. We ordered different wheels. We ordered inline wheels to go on it so that they'd be quieter and they'd move nicer. So I'm going to stretch. I'll walk around. We're going to wrap up with these sprints. I'm nowhere near 20K, but I'm closer. I've gotten about 3,000 words in so far. So if I can get closer to 4, I'll feel better. I'll feel like I'm making progress. I just need to do it again tomorrow. I do think that this setting aside first thing in the morning, 3 hours of my life to write, is a good tactic. I just don't know how it's going to work when I'm not on vacation and awake during the day. Hello. It is about 3:45. I'm doing fairly well with this writing routine by Virginia Woolf, and I think this actually might work really well for me when I have a day to myself, which I don't get a lot of those, which makes me think often about a room of one's own, which is just ironic. But anyway, I am coming up on tea time, so I'm going to go make some soup soon. But I've made some good progress, I think. I didn't get as much writing done as I wanted. And I swapped lunch for a nap and had some Cheez-Its and some fruit and stuff to snack on instead of having a full lunch. But that's okay, because the nap was needed. It's also a rainy, dreary day here, which is why I have this light blasting on me here. So I definitely was in a nap kind of mood. But I managed to get over 3,000 words written. I may write more tonight just to get further along, but I kind of reached the point where I was just kind of writing to get words down, and I didn't really have a point to what I was writing. So I do need to do a little bit of mapping out for these next couple scenes before I can really keep going in any meaningful way. But I made a good dent, and I'm very pleased with this this part of the routine. We tried to go for a walk, but that ended poorly because Mercy saw a dog she hates, and then that turned into her wanting to eat it. So, walk happened. But I was able to draft most of the newsletter. I do have to edit it, make sure it sounds like actual complete sentences, and I didn't write just gobbledygook. But I'll do that after tea. And then when I am done with that, I'm going to relax. I'm going to read, and I'm going to enjoy my day. Hopefully this was fun. I guess when I'm done, I'll go through some reflections on how it felt to use somebody else's writing routine. And if this is enjoyable, I'd love to know if you'd like me to do more of these. Though I don't know if I want to do certain people's, because some people go for 10-mile runs in the morning, and I'm not going to be doing that. So anyway, I'm going to go have some soup, some chicken and rice soup that I got from Panera because I'm lazy. And I'm going to enjoy this afternoon cup of coffee, not tea. And then we will just sit down, hunker down, finish the newsletter, and I will wrap up this vlog at that point. Ooh, it just started raining. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it just started raining. Hello, book friends. Welcome to the end of the vlog. We've made it. I am missing something. Hold on. I'm back. Did you miss me? No, you didn't. So we are done with this little experiment of writing like Virginia Woolf. And I have to say that I think this was an incredibly useful routine for someone like me. I'm not somebody who can just sit and do one thing for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours on end, unless I guess I'm stuck in a groove. But even then, there's a max out point where I hit a wall, especially with something that's creative like writing. I hit a wall and then I just can't do it anymore. And if I feel like I have to keep going, it's too much. So having this set time that this is when I'm doing it and it's a non-negotiable was kind of nice. And I kind of liked, I know I gave Miss Woolf some flack in the beginning of this for not having set times for a lot of the things. But now that I've done this routine, I kind of appreciate not having set times for some of these things. I'm just moved a little closer because I want to sit back and not be lost. So I kind of appreciate not having set times for some of this stuff because it makes it a little easier to be flexible with things that one can be more flexible with, or one wants to be more flexible with. Or to phrase that another way, it keeps the things that you should be inflexible with inflexible. So I really enjoyed having 3 set hours in the morning where all I did was write, even with all the distractions of living sort of on top of my partner, because we live in quite a small home. And there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of dogs. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of things. It can be overwhelming. I get overwhelmed often. If you are my friend IRL, you know how overwhelmed I get sharing space with another human. And I particularly get frustrated because in this house, the way it's set up, my regular filming space that you guys see all the time is actually a really wide hallway. So I am in the midst of everything every time I'm recording. So the things that you don't see behind the scenes are like the daggers I shoot at Jesus when he wants to like do laundry behind me while I'm recording and things like that. Because yeah, people still live in this house. Dogs still live in this house. Life still goes on. But I don't have a door. I do not have a room of one's own in which to do stuff. And I cannot tell you how much that essay of Virginia Woolf's kept popping up in my head as I was making my way through the day, because about halfway through the day, Jesus woke up early and he started to exist in the house, which is fine. It's his house. But, you know, it wasn't part of the original plan. I thought I had until a certain time, you know, the usual time to get some stuff done in the morning. And, you know, things change. People live, people do stuff. And this routine of Virginia Woolf's was actually kind of useful because it gave me enough flexibility in the afternoon to maneuver some things around after I'd done some writing, after I'd hit like my big goals for the day. And I managed to get a lot of stuff done. I had probably one of my best writing days since we started this challenge. Not that it was I've had better writing days when I've been writing before. I wrote about 35, almost 3,600 words today, but that's the best I've done in days. So I may be doing this again tomorrow, at least through the morning, so that I can get my writing done. It is nice to just kind of get up, have breakfast, have coffee, get myself like wash my face, have a shower, whatever, and then just sit down and write for 3 hours. That's it. Just get the writing done. And then whatever comes in the afternoon, you can juggle it all around, but the writing is done. So I think I'm going to be taking pieces of this routine going forward and seeing how it works for me, because it's just nice to have a good routine. So anyway, I enjoyed myself doing this. If there's other writing routines you want to see, I mean, I guess let me know if this was interesting for you. I am going to film something for Ben now after I put some makeup on, because I will show up on my own channel with no makeup, but not on other people's. I gotta put my best face forward on other people's. You guys know me. You know I look like this. So I'm going to then jump into Impusium, which is the new Olga Tokarczuk. I am on chapter 3. I just started this. It's somehow sort of a nod to Magic Mountain by Thomas Mann. I mentioned that in the newsletter that went out on time with no stress. Really enjoyed the way today went. I feel like it was a good day. I also didn't have a lot to write about because I didn't read that much last week because I just kept falling asleep. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to get myself ready to film something for Ben, get that done and edited and sent over to him, and then I'm going to read. So anyway, thank you guys for watching this strange little vlog that I created for you. And hopefully I can make it palatable to watch. And I will let you know my thoughts on Impusium when I am done. I always want to call it Imposium. I'll let you know my thoughts when I'm done. Subscribe to the newsletter. The link's in the description if you want to know everything that I'm reading while I'm reading it, random thoughts while I'm going through things. That's the best place to go. Otherwise, I'll like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video, whatever it may be, because it's my channel and I can do whatever I want. Bye.
So just sit with me, talking to the night until the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever wanna go come closer next to me. Trying to find another way to say this, but I think we were meant to be.